What's going on, everybody? Jonathan Garza here. Just got done with day 3 of this journey, and you saw the title already. So this is gonna be a doozy of a video for you. So I made the dumbest trade I could ever make in my life. Granted, I've only been trading about 2 months or so. So if this is the dumbest trade I ever make, I'm glad that it's behind me, and somehow I was able to turn a profit. So we're gonna get things started today by showing you a very ugly sign I never want any of you to see, and I personally never want to see again. So give me a quick second, I'm going to pull it right up. All right, there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that most of my audience is still getting into day trading and scalping and kind of curious about what's going on. So this may look a little unfamiliar to you, and the terminology might be a little out of whack. And once we get into the charts, I'll go ahead and explain this. But for those who do understand what this is, shame on me. I took it on the chin. What can I say? I'm here to own up to it, be honest, be real, be normal, be like a regular human being. And I'm going to learn from this. And I hope everybody else does too. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and put that disclaimer that this is for educational, entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I'm just getting started. I do have a link in the bottom to my Webull referral. If you want to get into the game, use that referral code. It gets you some free stock, gets me some free stock too, and it's kind of my little payment for doing these videos. And with a $100 deposit, you get extra free stock. So I definitely think it's worth looking into. So with that said, let's get into some stocks and let's look at the charts for today. So I want to get started with my journal, kind of show you guys what my mindset is here, starting off for the day. I put in how much I have, which leaves me $1,603.66 to invest for the day. And then from here, I'll go ahead and record what I'm investing in. That way I know how much I have left. So when I take these away, my first trade of the day was SPCB, 100 shares at $1.81. Left me $1,422.66. But I'll let you look here for a couple of seconds and think about, what did I do wrong here? Just take a look at everything and see what I could have done. Okay. So I'll tell you, I woke up in the morning. I was excited. I felt like this is a brand new day. I didn't feel antsy. I didn't feel like the pressures of yesterday were going to continue today. I felt like this is a new day. We're going to do great. So I found SPCB. And, I said I'm going to put a 5-cent risk at $1.81 at 6:46 in the morning. And you're going to see, let's go ahead and bring up the chart. You're going to see I changed the colors of dark. I felt like it would let the lines be easier to be read. Your 20 moving average of the last 20 sessions is going to be this pinkish purple line. The green is the 200. Your VWAP is in red. Your Fibonacci is in orange. And you'll see as I go through the video today, this changed throughout the day. I also changed the times to the exchange time. That I didn't want to confuse anybody. Not sure if I had. But, when I get started, I screenshot all the information about a company. I got in here again at $1.81. Was hoping to break this $1.82 high of day. I meant to get in at $1.83 and I got in under. But, it was done. We were in. We're over the 20. We're over the 200. You can't really see it there, but it was a kind of a VWAP squeeze. You see this here. VWAP squeeze goes over. I'm liking it. And it jumps. It breaks the first target level of $1.92. You'll see I'm introducing new handy-dandy arrows into the charts starting today. I might change it up eventually, but here's the green arrow showing us, we got in about here. And it's giving us some triangles. You see a little triangle there, continuation, some small triangles. And it keeps going. And I move my stop loss to break even. And I move my target up to the next level. It goes up above it, the next target level at $1.99, the 382 level. And I move my stop up to $1.93, and I say, you know what? After yesterday, I am not going to keep taking a loss. Let's get into positive. We've won this trade. Let's see what happens. And it starts to fall. And our stop loss triggers right there. We get stopped out at SPCB. We get stopped out at 7:15, a 29-minute trade for $12. And we get stopped out at $1.93. Just over this level. And I'm happy. I win. I'm back on a winning streak. And I'm ready to conquer this day. Leave yesterday in the past. I mentioned it a couple of times. Yesterday's over with. This is today. Let's go. So at this point, I'm enthused, and what happens next just kind of killed what was coming. And I showed you in the open that image. Well, that image is coming soon. Okay, so let's get back to the charts, and here we go. All right, so we've arrived to BSQR. So my tendency is when I get in on a trade, now I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to show the company information here. Look here, I'm already down $21.82 on this trade. But why? All right, got to let it go. It's past me. This happened. This was expensive tuition. Okay, so I got in at $4.34, but my intention was at this candle here, which was roughly about 440. I wanted to break this candle. I wanted to put a stop order, and once I broke this candle, get in on this trade and hope that it breaks that high of day at 485. It's above my VWAP. It's above my 20 and my 200. I really liked this trade, but I rushed. And guess what? That means I missed this trade. I should not have been in on this trade. Well, not the first time, okay? So what happens here? I didn't put a stop order. You'll see here it says limit. Oops. I have a position at 434.8. I have a sell order, a take profit level at 487. And you'll see why this is going to be, you'll see soon why this is also going to be a headache. Price action's at 414 already. So at 414 and 100 shares, at $414. So I've already lost, well, if you see it here, I've lost $21.82. I would have been happy losing $21.82. That candle was where I got in. That candle was where I got stopped out immediately. And you'll see here, these price gaps are huge. This little candle here hurts, especially when you're at my level and you're trying to get started in this. Now, if you're playing with a bigger portfolio and you're losing this much money, you're going to have some explaining to do. But this is why you paper trade to get started. You get these mistakes out of your way paper trading. Although I'll tell you, I don't like paper trading because if I did this in paper trading, I've got no emotion. Level 1 of my psychology knows I messed up. Level 2 of my psychology is panic mode. It's trying to jump in on here and it's trying to save our day, really. It's trying to go and mitigate our loss. So I'm going to go back to that first chart here. This target stopped me from getting out. And you'll remember this image I showed you guys earlier. Okay. So at 7:30, my order was filled for 100 shares at $4.34 roughly. I tried getting out right away knowing I had no stop loss, and my order was rejected for 437. Why is that? Because of this. I needed to cancel this first, and then I could put another order to sell. What a headache. I canceled it at 732, panicking, knowing that this is dropping. Order filled finally, $3.87. I took a $47.80 loss. Ouch. Now, I had just made $12 on SPCB, so I wasn't so hurt by it. I was just kind of taken aback. But then it shoots. It shoots like crazy. Okay, so this candle here, so it's 10:30. So right there, this candle, it starts going up and it falls back more. So I could have let this go even lower. And then it shoots like crazy and it starts running. And guess what I decide to do? I decide at $4.88 at 7:37, right here, I'm getting in again. I'm getting back into this trade that just took $47 from me. And I'm going to bet that it's going to break this 525. And we're going to go back here to the journal really quick. And I'm going to show you what this no-no was. I didn't fill this out. I have no time that I bought this at, which I usually do after, okay? But I'm panicked, so I didn't. No risk management because there was no stop loss on the first one. The second one, well, you'll see what I did with the second one in a minute. No level to stop, no level for profit, no notes. I did nothing. So what are my notes here? I'll read it together with you. Wanted to make up my losses from the last trade and played aggressive. It broke out to 652 shortly after this. It's tough wrangling a wild animal. We will get this back. Okay. So let's get back here onto my program. It sure did break out. I was in at 488 and I got out at 487. This candle here, it got up to about 525. I was about $20 in the positive. And I said, lock in that profit or make sure that this doesn't fall. I'm afraid of a sell-off happening here. So I raised my stop loss here to this level, about 480. A little higher. I went about midway here, about 488, because I wanted to make something on this. My break even. So it pulls back, triggers my stop loss at break even, and I sell for another loss. A $1 loss. And that happened within a matter of seconds. There's that 652, ladies and gentlemen. If I would have stood in this trade, it got halted here. So if I would have stood in this trade, I could have gotten up to this level. I think I probably would have panicked and I would have put a stop loss at 578. But even then, you know, at 578, if I sell at 578, the first trade, it's a $143 take. The second trade's a $90 take. And you'll see the triangle here. And it rides this VWAP. So I'm shook at this point. But I'm going to be honest with you. At this point, I'm thinking, let's get back in a BSQR. And I haven't looked at it since. So let's find out what happened to BSQR at 1045. BSQR. It had a high of $8.80. So it fell all the way down about 557. You'll see this is what's called a head and shoulders pattern, if I'm correct. That VWAP never really got tested. And it broke up. It broke out higher to that $8.80 level. And then it sold off. And now it's at $3.19 after market, $2.80. Which brings me to another point. any trade I talk about today, and I was watching this video about another website, do not take these trades that I tell you and put them on your list and go trade them on Monday. Chances are, once you get into that next session, these stocks will be dead. Okay, B Square is down to 285. So, you know, if you want to learn more about this, I again can't recommend enough Julian Lewis, J. Lewis Trading Group. Very good class to jump into the master class, and I'll put the link in my description again. Okay, so BSQR. I told myself let's stick to the strategy. Let's stick to our plan. We've lost twice on this. Let's get out. Now, granted, I would have made my money back, but I said no. Let's move on. So let's pull that up now. The next trade. So we're going to go back here to the journal. I'm going to erase this to show you, kind of what my mindset is going forward. So left for day, it tells me how much money I have left to invest on a trade. So I have $499.86. I found AMBO. I could have bought 100 shares and I would have left some money on the table. But I said, you know what? I trust myself. I've come a long way. Probably not really. But I've put in the time to study. I've put in the time to learn. I really feel like I've known enough to trust myself to make a good trade here. Let's make a good trade here. So at 7.51, I invested 115 shares at $4.23. So that's $486.45. And I risked 10 cents. I had a stop loss at 4.13 and a profit target of 4.53. So let's go see what happened. So there's my position at 4.23. I banked off of this candle here. This candle at 4.22.4, you'll see here, was the high of this period. I got a VWAP squeeze here. The VWAP was under the 20. But I said, you know what, let's go with this VWAP squeeze. If it breaks this candle, I'm in. Let's take what we know and I'm in. Okay. So it breaks. It breaks, and you'll see here I'm in. I'm at 4.23. I mean, it still shows position here, but I still wanted to include our handy dandy arrow. And I broke the first target at 4.42, which was the previous high of day. And now the new high of day is 4.50. I moved my take profit up to 4.64 because this is starting to run, and I put my stop loss just over break even. And then that's probably me panicking, thinking, okay, well, I'm jittery, but I knew I wanted it somewhere around break even. And it breaks more, and it keeps going, and I'm in on this with my cousin David, and David says, I'll follow you. David's got a small portfolio as well. He's all about the percentages. He says, look, I'll follow you. So I'll kind of share what I do with David. I tell him, this is my price action, 4.23. My stop loss is going to be 10 cents, 4.13. So I'll send him AMBO, 4.23, 4.53. So I wanted to be a 3-to-1 trade, 4.13, my stop loss. So I ended up getting stopped out here. This candle, it jumped up to about 4.98, and then it dips all the way down. I ended up putting my stop here at this 4.88 because I got aggressive. I wanted to win. I wanted to come out and be okay. And it kept going, and I said, I'm not greedy. I'm just happy. The big man. I'm a big believer in God. God had my back. I trusted myself. I trusted fate. I trusted God. And I ended up a winner in this trade. and it started to pull back again. Although I didn't check it since. David tipped me off that it started to jump again. Weeble. And this is AMBO. AMBO. Got up to 568. So no, I'm thinking something else. It may have been GSAT, which he's been watching for a while. Now that might be some swing trading tip from one David Martinez. And then, he's been studying swing trading. I've been studying scalping. So you look at this chart here. It hits that 568, and then it starts going down. It starts getting a little bullish around the VWAP here. It may go up, but it may fail. Well, it failed here, and it came under the VWAP and it died. Went down to $3.03. The low of day 290, which you'll see right here, and that was about 1 o'clock. 12:05, 1 o'clock. Yeah. No. See, I'm still kind of getting used to this exchange time. So that's 2 o'clock each. That's 11 o'clock Pacific. Okay, I was out on this trade 7:58. So a couple hours later, it breaks down. But again, I'm very grateful I was able to recover here. So let's go back to the journal and see the final result for the day. A $74.75 hit at 15.37%. Had I stood in this trade, I probably would have gotten out with an aggressive stop loss at 531. Could have made $124. But I didn't. In 7 minutes, I made $74.75, a 15% increase. It's still not as big as what I did on time a couple days ago. I hit 18% there. That's equivalent of $640 an hour. Good trade. Good trade. I'm glad I got the extra shares. I still had $13 to play with, but I'm not going to go. I'm not chasing. I want trades to come to me. That's where I messed up on BSQR. So to wrap up, what a day. I was so agitated after BSQR. I couldn't describe how mad I was. It felt like somebody had insulted my mother. But I wasn't going to let myself. And I got back up. What doesn't kill me will only make me stronger. So on the day, I ended up making $37.95. You know why I'm okay with that? One, I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I only wanted $25. I made $37.95. Cool. Two, I lost $32 yesterday. I made up yesterday's horrendous day. 1 and 5 yesterday. I went 2 and 2 today, and I was positive with a trade that saw me lose $48 where I had no stop loss. Put your stop losses, ladies and gentlemen. Identify your profit levels. Write down your trades. I can't stress that enough. You write down your trades, you're more likely to execute on them. You don't write down your trades and you jump in because you're afraid of missing out, FOMO, you will lose. I didn't lose today. I learned. Why do I say you're gonna lose? Because I'm giving you this golden advice right here. This happened to me. I don't want it to happen to you. Follow the rules. Let's stay profitable. Okay. And on a side note, I got another video coming up in a couple of minutes. Probably a couple of hours once this uploads. Trevor Bauer signing with the Los Angeles Dodgers. If you're a fan of baseball, you're a fan of the Dodgers, stay tuned for that. And if not, we wrapped up the week. And I'll recap my week. I I made $173.34 for this week. It was a good week, especially when considering I'm just getting started. My journey's continuing, and I'm glad to have you aboard. If you want to see more videos like this, please smash that like button, the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. I'm going to try to do this once a day, Monday through Friday. I may occasionally throw in a bonus video on Saturday. And sometimes I'm going to throw in some sports stuff too. We're going to talk about everything, but the main focus here is to make you profitable. And let's get to that end goal, and let's get you away from that 9-to-5 day job and get you doing something you're passionate about, making money. So you guys have a great weekend. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you soon. All right? Have a good one.